being asked to find k here, and we're told that they are congruent kites. So basically, the angles are going to be this is also going to be 40 degrees, for example. That's not going to be particularly useful. What is going to be useful is the fact that this here adds up to 360, and I know all four angles are the same because they're congruent. So I can do 360 divided by 4, and that's going to give me 90 degrees. You can check that on a calculator, but this one here is going to be 90. Brilliant. That's really useful, because what do I also know? I know that because this length is kind of if you turn it round, it's sort of the top right of the kite if you were to like rotate it, but it's going to be exactly the same as this length. What I'm trying to say is that these two are going to be exactly the same, and actually similar reasons, these two are going to be the same. I mean, they've already told us they're kites, and that's actually a property of kites, so I suppose I didn't need to stress too much about that if this is just on a single kite. But what that means is that this is going to be k as well. So I can now just look at the kite, and I think I might just draw it out again, just a little sketch. Okay, so I've got 90, I've got 40, and I've got k and k. Two ways to find k. Like, you might prefer, to do 90 plus 40, which is 130, and then think, right, well, the other two I've got to do 360 minus 130 to get what the other two add up to. That's going to be 230, but that's what two of them are worth, so I then need to do 230 divided by 2, which is 115, so that's the answer. Second method, you could actually form an equation, and it's worth discussing because at some point questions get so complicated that you really have to form equations. 40 plus 90 plus 2k, just going to do that all together, equals 360. And then I can do I can add these together. 130 plus 2k equals 360, and then I need to solve a two-step equation. So I can minus 130 from both sides. This is basically equivalent to when I did it over here. Okay, I'm basically doing the same thing, but just more formal algebra. 2k is 230, and then I've got two lots of k, so I divide by 2, and that will give me the same answer. Don't just think, oh, I don't like that method. This is much more intuitive, because at some point, like, you get x's in both sides of the equation and so on. So developing the skill is really useful.